find myself when the room goes quiet. I smile outside, but there's war behind it. Everybody thinks that I finally found peace. They don't know I'm the one I can't defeat. I wake up tired from a battle I never renounced. Same four walls, but my thoughts getting louder now. I tell myself you're okay, like I practice the line. Then I stare at my reflection like I'm lying to mine. There's a version of me that I don't wanna meet. He remembers every failure I buried beneath, every promise I broke, every chance I ignored, every time I said never and went back to the door. I got good at pretending that nothing is wrong, got good at turning my pain into something called strong. But strength ain't pretending that you never feel weak, and healing ain't hiding the blood when you bleed. So I stopped blaming the world for the war in my chest, started looking in the mirror and confronting the mess that's harder than pointing at somebody else. Cause the enemy knows every weakness I felt. I've been running from myself like I'm chasing a ghost, but wherever I go, I'm the one getting close. I can change my location, I can change who I know, but I can't leave my mind when I get in the car and go. I can turn up the music, drown out every thought. I can tell everybody that I don't care a lot, but when the night comes down and the noise disappears, all the things I outran start appearing in here. I remember being younger, thinking life would be clear. Never knew growing up meant becoming your fear. Never knew some of the battles would come from inside. Never knew you could lose yourself while staying alive. I built walls so high that I forgot why they stood. Called it keeping my distance when I really just could not trust anybody close enough to see how terrified I was of somebody knowing me. So if I seem distant, it ain't always cause I don't care. Sometimes I'm fighting thoughts I don't know how to share. Sometimes I disappear just to keep it contained, cause I'm scared if I open the door everything changes. I got questions in my head that don't sleep at night, like what if I'm not enough, and what if I'm wasting my life? What if all of this effort still ends in regret? What if I become the person I promised I'd never become yet? I don't want applause if I have to perform. I don't want fake peace just to look like I'm warm. I want something real, even if real comes with scars. I'd rather face who I am than keep hiding behind who you think I am. Maybe that's why every loss hit harder than most, cause I wasn't just losing people, I was losing my hope. Every goodbye took a piece I was trying to protect. Every I'm fine became another lie I collected. And I know there's a part of me begging to quit, saying you've carried enough, you don't have to fix this. But another voice whispers stand up one more time. So I listen through the noise and I follow that line. I don't need to win today, I just need to remain. I don't need to erase every memory of pain. Maybe I can carry the past without letting it dry. Maybe fighting myself doesn't mean one has to die. Maybe the person I hate is the person who's scared. Maybe all of my anger is grief that's been spared. Maybe I don't need to destroy every piece of my past. Maybe I need to forgive the kid who thought pain had to last. I spent years asking why did they leave me behind, but tonight I'm asking why did I leave myself behind? That's a question that hurts in a different kind of way, cause I can't blame anybody for the choices I made. So here's the truth I never wanted to say. I'm not fighting the world, I'm fighting the part of me that still believes I can't change. And if you've ever smiled while your whole world was breaking, if you've ever said I'm good when your heart wasn't making it, then maybe you know what I mean when I say sometimes the hardest person to save is the one in your own name. I fight myself, but I'm learning my name. I fight my past, but I'm breaking the chain. I fight the voice that keeps telling me stay, and every time I get back up, I take one more piece of myself back. I thought getting older, man, I finally understand, but I'm still trying to hold my own heart in my hands. Still learning that silence isn't always peace. Sometimes quiet is where all your worst thoughts speak. I know what it's like to be surrounded and alone, to have 100 contacts but nobody to call home, to type out a message then delete every word, cause explaining how you feel somehow makes it worse. I've been carrying memories I never unpacked, putting pain in a box and pretending it's packed, but you can't lock away what you're scared to confront. Eventually the past comes collecting what you owe it. So I'm opening doors that I nailed shut years ago. Walking through rooms in my mind I was afraid to explore. There's anger in one, there's regret in the next. There's a younger version of me still waiting for respect. I owe him an apology, I left him alone. Told him he'd be stronger if he handled it on his own. He didn't need another lecture, he needed a hand. Someone to tell him that breaking wasn't part of the plan. I wish I could go back and sit beside that kid. Tell him none of the pain means he deserved what he lived. Tell him people can leave and it still won't mean that he's impossible to love or too broken to dream. I spent too many years trying to prove I was fine, while every hidden fracture was cracking inside. I confused being numb with finally being healed. Thought if I couldn't feel it then the damage wasn't real. But healing isn't silence and strength isn't stone. Sometimes strength is admitting you can't do it alone. Sometimes courage is saying I need somebody near, when every instinct you got tells you to disappear. I don't wanna keep running from every mistake. I don't want every failure deciding my fate. I made choices I'm ashamed of, that's part of my story. But mistakes aren't a sentence and pain isn't my identity. I can look at the wreckage without becoming the wreck. I can carry my history without breaking my neck. I can say I failed without saying I'm a failure. There's a difference between losing and losing who you are. Maybe that's the battle I've been trying to win. Not defeating myself, but making peace with within. I don't need to silence every voice in my head. I just need to stop believing every word that it says. Some thoughts are just fear wearing somebody's face. Some doubts are old wounds pretending they're facts. I can hear them without handing them control. I can feel the storm without becoming the storm. There were nights I thought I'd never see morning. Days I kept moving but felt like I wasn't living. I carried that weight like it belonged to my name. Like suffering was proof that I had something to blame. But I don't wanna build my whole life around pain. I don't wanna need the darkness just to feel awake. If I've learned anything from everything I survived, it's that making it through is only the first part of being alive. So I'm changing the question from why me to what's next. From who hurt me to who am I becoming from this. From why did I lose to why did I learn. From how do I hide to when will I return. I don't have every answer and that's finally okay. I don't need to see the whole road to take the next step today. Maybe progress looks small when you're used to the fight. Maybe getting out of bed can be a victory some nights. I used to think I had to become somebody new to finally escape everything I went through. Now I'm realizing I don't have to run from my past. I just have to stop letting it decide where I stand. If you're fighting yourself, don't mistake that fight for failure. Sometimes the strongest version of you is the one that finally stops treating himself like an enemy. I've lost parts of me, but I'm finding them back. I've walked through the fire and I'm changing the path. I still have bad days, I still carry regret, but I don't call myself broken just because I'm not finished yet. The mirror still knows every scar that I hide, but I'm looking at it now instead of running outside. And maybe tomorrow I'll still have to fight. Maybe some nights I'll still lose to the noise in my mind. But I know something now that I did it before. I don't have to win every battle to keep moving forward. I just have to refuse to surrender my life to the wall. So if you hear this and you're fighting alone, if you're smiling for people while breaking it home, if your biggest enemy is the voice in your head, remember this when you can't believe what you said. You were more than the worst thing you've done, more than the worst thing you felt, more than the voice telling you to give up. And if I have to fight myself tomorrow, I'll fight differently. Not to destroy who I am, but to finally become someone I can live with. I used to think the answer was becoming somebody else. Like I could change my face and finally escape myself. Change the people around me, change the places I go, change the way that I speak, but the fear always knows. I followed every victory, slept beside every loss, sat with me in the silence and counted the cost. I could fill up a room and still feel out of place, cause the emptiest room was the space in my brain. I don't talk about the nights when I questioned my worth, when I wondered if my life was making a difference on earth. I kept those thoughts buried underneath everything said, then wonder why I couldn't get them out of my head. You can hide from a feeling, but you can't make it leave. You can cover a wound, but you still gotta heal. I was building a prison and calling it home, then blaming the walls every time I felt alone. I remember every promise I made to myself, then every time I broke one and blamed somebody else. I said tomorrow I'll change, then repeated today. Kept waiting for a miracle to carry me away, but nobody was coming to rescue my mind. And I hated that truth, cause I meant I had to decide. Do I stay who I've been, cause it's easier to know, or become who I'm scared of becoming and grow? That's the part nobody tells you about change. You don't lose all your fear when you step out the cage. Sometimes you take the fear with you, that's part of the climb. You just stop letting fear make every choice in your life. I still hear that voice saying you're gonna fail, still feel that pressure when the confidence fades. But now when it talks, I don't automatically listen. I let it say what it wants while I keep my position. I've been trying to forgive the person in the mirror, the one I call weak every time life got heavier, the one who made mistakes when he didn't know better, the one who needed help but kept writing I'm better. I judged him for surviving in the only way he knew, the wonder why compassion was so difficult to give. Maybe I was never angry at the man I became, maybe I was grieving everything I thought I would change. I wanted perfect answers, perfect time and perfect plans, wanted life to make sense if I just understood enough. But life doesn't hand you closure wrapped up with a bow. Sometimes you carry questions wherever you go. Sometimes people leave without telling you why. Sometimes dreams disappear while you're still trying. Sometimes you give everything and still lose the fight, but losing one battle doesn't mean you lose your whole life. So I'm done measuring my worth by the days that I fall, to thinking one mistake means I ruined it all. I got scars on my story, but they're part of the proof that I stood in the fire and still search for the truth. I don't need to pretend that the pain never happened. I don't need a smile just to make it look balanced. If I'm hurting, I'm hurting, and that's okay. I can have a bad night and still fight for a better day. Because maybe the real enemy me was never me. Maybe it was every lie I believed about me, every voice that said you'll never be enough, every memory that taught me that love had to hurt. I'm learning to separate the truth from the fear, learning that not every dark thought deserves to be heard. Learning that being alone doesn't mean I'm abandoned, and being afraid doesn't mean I'm incapable of handling. I spent years trying to win an argument with mine. Now I'm trying something different. I'm giving myself time, time to grow, time to fail, time to breathe, time to heal, time to figure out which parts of this life are real. I don't need to know exactly where this road ends, I just need enough courage to walk it again. And if tomorrow brings another war to my door, I'll remember I survived every one before. I might shake, I might break, I might fall to my knees, but falling isn't finished if I still choose to breathe. I'm mistaking endurance for weakness for years, where surviving the storm was the reason I'm here. I thought I had to defeat myself to finally be free. Then I realized the person I've been fighting was the person who needed me. So I reach for the kid I abandoned inside. Tell him you don't have to keep running this time. Tell him you don't have to earn the right to exist. Tell him your worst day doesn't get the final word on this. The mirror looks different when you stop throwing stones, when you stop treating your heart like a place you don't own. I still see the damage, but I see something more. A man who kept knocking when life locked the door. And that's enough for tonight. I don't need to win everything, I just need to keep choosing myself. Tomorrow I'll fight, but this time I won't fight against myself. I'll fight for myself.